English. I can't, I mean, always in Spanish. What's going on? How can I follow? I can't subscribe to something that I can't understand. This is the English version of Jose Views on Sundays at 7. Give me 30 seconds and I'm about to let you know. Again, why is your channel always in Spanish? I want to follow. How can I get it? When are you going to put some English content? Again, 30 more seconds and I'll let you know. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday. We're at 270 subscribers in the channel. I want to thank you first, and then also explain what's going on with my channel. Like, what's up? Why is my Anglo channel not just that doesn't have more English content? I know I've talked about it for the last 2-3 weeks, and what's coming up? What am I going to do about it? I'm about to tell you. So, thank you for joining. We're at 270 subscribers. If you know friends or anybody else, tell them what this channel is about. So one of the reasons why my channel is in Spanish mostly, when you go into it and you check it out, most of the videos and lives are in Spanish, is because in YouTube, in order to start, you got to start with a niche and with goals and purposes, right? So a channel has to have a purpose of what you want to really do with the channel and what people want to interact or follow you for, right? So one of my goals and one of my convictions and purposes is to obviously help the freedom come to Cuba. So that's one of the and why do I start there? Because I knew a lot of people. I've been around a lot of groups that are working on that, and I could get people to follow. But what's next? Like, what's the next thing on the channel? Well, I need some of your help for this part of it. So one, I want to connect that part of it to the America, to America, to viewers in America. I have a lot of viewers. More than 48% of my viewers are from international. They're from Europe and other countries around the world, which I'm really proud of. But obviously, I would be even more proud if I can have more US viewers or subscribers in my channel. Another thing is I obviously want to face, one of the things I want to promote in the channel is freedom, right, and liberty. But another thing I want to promote is overcoming and being, and honestly, just having a good life, right? Being free, whether it's traveling or whether it's playing sports, talking about sports, arts, comedy. I want to invite people to come in and then and have those experiences with me, right? So, for example, I'm going to do one on democracy and transparency, where I'm going to go to local governments and get public records requests for different really interesting things that are going around us, right? I want to also do a lot of sports talks and connect them all into this like larger message of living, of liberty, and of really understanding each other, no matter what our views are. I think there's a lot of things we have in common, and that's what the channel kind of has to come together to. And I want to expose, or actually, I want to engage the Cuban American community and then really any community to engage with each other and to connect. And I can do that through politics. Plus, remember, some of you may know me that I studied political science in college, and I'm really passionate about really letting people know what's going on. So I'm going to eventually, reach out to some officials to come and debate some of the issues that are brought up in this channel. I'm going to do that work. I also work a full, I have a full-time job, so I have to do this and get out there and do more legwork. I know some of you like the lives or the videos outside my home. I know, and I'm planning to do that too. It's just that right now, because of work, the 40 hours I got to do for work, and then also doing other efforts I'm involved in, it's kind of limiting me. Plus, COVID doesn't have a lot of things open. But I need your ideas, and I need your brainstorm to know what things you guys will be interested in really bringing to the channel. I know that again, there's going to be an event that I'm working with some friends to make happen here in Jacksonville, and then obviously we can later on do it at different places in the U.S. But it's an event of mingling, and it could be for many different communities. One of them is going to be for the Cuban American community, obviously. Another one may be for folks who are blind. I don't know, but really the point is that in this event, I want people to mingle. It's not just because it's a Cuban American event. We want a lot of Americans to show up and eat some really good Cuban food and share the music, but also share that passion for freedom and to support our, like I said before in some of the channels, that effort that we're trying to do from exile to make a Cuba free or Cuba Libre. So some of you may be a drink, but to us, some of us, it's a very purposeful, hard thing that we want to accomplish. Really, in a lot of lives, a lot of you, in the last live, I had more than 25, 35 people connected, but I need more people in English so I can do more English content. And I need to know what you guys are interested in so I can connect it to what the purpose of the channel is about. From my end, I'm going to connect it to a lot of sports because it's something I know a lot about, and to politics. But if you guys want to like a particular area, maybe you want to know more about the music, or you want to, meet. I did a live in Spanish where I talked with a musician in Europe, and that's a way of connecting some people who are passionate about music to what the topic of the bread and butter of the issue, which is freedom for Cuba and freedom really for everybody, for any country that's under any oppressive dictatorship. Now, what's coming up? Well, I'm going to do a video that's probably going to come out on Tuesday. It's called Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is something where I ask people who come to my live, or people who I meet out in the community, or people who I meet, anywhere, and I ask them questions about freedom, right? So I ask them, what do you, freedom for Cuba in this case, and I ask them, like, one question is, do you believe in a socialist system or a capitalist system? And there's no wrong answers. It's more understanding what people think will be better for the struggle of freedom, and then that will be open up into more discussion in our channel. And then the second topic that I always want to, the second question in this rapid fire question that I ask everybody who comes in the channel is, do you believe in negotiating with a dictatorship, or you believe in no negotiations with a dictatorship? A third question would be, do you believe in a conservative administration, or do you believe in a liberal administration in order to achieve freedom throughout the world? And in this case, Cuba. And the fourth question I ask is, do you believe in traveling to an oppressive regime, or do you think that will help change? Or do you think that staying away and not supporting monetarily the dictatorship, do you think that's more impactful? And then the fifth question is, would you consider yourself somebody who would support, a campaign to make change in a country that is, that has a dictatorship? And that's kind of how, or not. Would you not join that type of movement or campaign or that kind of thing? And the main idea behind that is to have a big umbrella of people to support, like, maybe an initiative. I mean, here in America, anything Cuba, I think one day will be the strongest ally, the strongest, most dependable, and most responsive ally that the U.S. will ever have once we're able to gain our freedom. And that's one of the topics. Another topic is, as you all know, I play adaptive sports. I played a sport called goalball. Right now, goalball got canceled because of COVID. So the national champion in goalball, for those of you that don't know, give me 1 second. I'm about to explain it real quick. I'm going to disappear from the camera for a second. So this right here is a goalball. A goalball is a ball. It's a blue basketball, as you can see it. It has bells inside of it. I don't know if you can hear them in the camera. And the bells inside that goalball is a Paralympic sport after World War II. It's played nationally in the U.S. and in many, many, many countries in Europe, Asia, and obviously almost all, actually in all the continents. Australia plays. Every continent has South America, Central America, and it's a very high physical. This ball is 3.5 pounds. And the reason I bring this up is because I will bring this to get some other folks that I know a lot of, another community of adaptive sports and people who play any other type of sports. In Cuba, sports are a huge part of culture and social life. And the community I'm from, with the blind community, this sport is really big in other sports. So I'm going to have friends come and talk about the sport and also give our views on other sports like baseball, basketball, NFL, which I know is Sunday. So I know in an hour, my life is going to be less than an hour. That way you'll see your football game. But this ball is in a court, a basketball-sized court, where you throw with long soccer nets from the width of a volleyball-sized court. And anyway, so there's 3 players on one side with blindfolds. So instead of the sunglasses, it will be a blindfold where anyone can play. It's completely equal, sighted or not. You can play this sport. Why do I bring that to the coalition? Because I played this sport this season. The season was canceled, and I want to bring those people into the fray of my YouTube channel, because I think that's going to be another component or another part of the channel. It's an adaptive sport that I think some people may enjoy. I'm also going to talk about art. So I'm planning to find artists so you guys can see many types of different efforts that communities make to show their culture, to show their life in general, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about that in my channel. So I need to arrange a channel, guys. I need some help. There's going to be one side of the channel that's going to be completely Spanish, and there's going to be many lives on there. I have, like I said, 270 subscribers right now, and I would say, I think last time I tried to count names by names, and it's almost impossible now. So thank you. But I think out of the 270, 250 were all Spanish names, and I'm imagining out of that 250, 200 only speak Spanish. So, and that is because there's people who live in countries that like Spain or Argentina or Brazil, where they can understand me. Or there's some people here in America that still haven't learned the language, and y'all know that we're going to work on that too. We're going to show the American way of life. I'm going to, like I said, do live videos where I go to government buildings to show all the resources and all the opportunities that America has to offer. I'm going to do that live. Again, now with COVID and social distancing and me not knowing how to video, I cut people's heads off. My vision is really bad. So, but I'm going to do it. I'm learning bit by bit, mistake by mistake. But in probably 2-3 weeks, once I get some time, and as long as I can, get some time to go into all these great places that we can show the American way of life, I'm going to do those. For any of those, by the way, that want to join real quick, this is a short live. It's probably going to be just an hour. You can click on the link on the top of the chat in case you want to come in and join or share any thoughts or give me any good ideas. I'm looking for ideas for the channel. Like I said, one of my main purposes as of 2 months ago, I was not in social media at all. I only had a Facebook account, and I used that like once a week. So everything, all this is new to me. And now with YouTube, I'm super proud of, and I'm very grateful for the support that has given me, and it's really inspired me to keep on social media. I want to take advantage of this time that many of us are at home to connect with many people, and to connect my community, which is the Cuban American community, to the country I owe everything to, which is the U.S. And I want to take the opportunity to also help those folks that maybe don't learn English or have any other type of barrier to connect with other people and to connect to a lot of other cool things like GoBall or anything else that is around that they can take advantage of. Any opportunities. There's many agencies that hire people for work. There's just a lot of things to share and a lot of things I can do transparently. I know I also want to do one time where I go to DC and I show the greatness of America to many people in the Latin America that have a false impression of what the U.S. is and have been indoctrinated wrongly, and just because they get fed all this misinformation and all these fallacies about our country that I want to change. And that's why all my videos right now are in Spanish. Or not all, most. And I'll be honest, I think my English videos will be better because I speak more English now than I speak Spanish, like regularly because of work and because of many other things. So I think eventually once I start doing this, all the time, my videos in English are going to be good. So please, I need the English folks to kind of be patient with me and to help me kind of shape the English portion of the channel. This week I'm going to work on it. My first English, not my first. I already done English videos, y'all. Y'all can go check them out. I don't one on COVID, how to get COVID assistance. I did one on what is my personal view of socialism and capitalism. I did one on what the Cuba of yesterday, before 1940s, and the Cuba of today. Again, they will get better. I'm learning, but I also want what I like about the Spanish side is that I get more people. I'm connected to more YouTubers, and I can get connected. But I want to connect their message and what they're doing. They're really sparking up a movement. We're like more than 10 right now live. So thank you again. They're starting up a movement especially in the Cuban community to really start changing things. And you will be amazed. It's like there's a YouTuber that has 25, 30,000 people live every time he comes on, and that's at the very least. So there's a lot of cool things happening with that, and I want to do it. And then in Lives in English, I want to have people I can invite, people who want to come here and join with me and talk Sunday Night Football, or people who want to come in here and want to talk about politics, or people. So I need some of you guys to kind of step up and let me know if you are interested in anything like that. I know as a blind person, I also wanted to communicate. I just never thought there would be opportunities. Well, guess what? YouTube is that. There's blind YouTubers out there that I'm going to reach out to. Joyce is one of them. She shows accessibilities and goes to traveling through places. There's a couple, and they're doing really, really good stuff. And I think this is a good opportunity to connect to your community, to connect to people that you may not know, and they may connect to you. So I really urge you, and if there's any advice I can give you, make sure to contact me. On my Facebook, it's Jose Morales Perez, so you can contact me through that. And so that's kind of like the main topics I wanted to bring up. Again, I'm going to post the link again and maybe read some messages, because all you put really, really, really nice messages. I'm about to say something. I'm going to talk to you about a little more to get the next topic on global, because I feel like I left some things out that maybe you wanted to understand. So I'm going to put that up, and maybe some Go Ballers. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I see some thanks. Thank you. So she's saying thank you for the live. Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Many Cubans, y'all, want to really relate and get their message across to English-speaking people and to Americans, because a lot of times we're segregated because we are all, many of us are in South Florida or in places that, there's a lot of Spanish speaking going on, and we want to make sure that our message gets heard. And that's why we're doing rapid fire. So you'll see the first version of rapid fire tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm going to bring it up, and you'll see how that works. And then I'm planning to do it for like 2-3 months to see how it goes. Like every Tuesday, I bring in rapid fire, the 5 questions. I may change up the questions and bring more relevant questions or more questions according to times. So I may do that too as well. Let me put the link again, in case anyone who's speaking, who wants to, if anyone's, I can translate too. So if anyone else wants to come in and try it, just be brave. It's a good experience. I'm telling you, when you do it once, you want to do it all the time. That's what happened to me. I joined a live back 2 months ago of this famous YouTuber in Miami, and then I got in. I don't know how, and I started talking. And then after that, I was hooked. I wanted to do more lives. I wanted to connect with more people. I got messages from Germany, from Portugal, from Greece, from Colombia, Venezuela. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's switch the topics. See if I can bring some people back. So the topic again, I was talking about Go Ball. So you see this blue ball, it has bells. It has, remember, Cuba apparently was trying to make a team, but they were never able to. So I was hoping for that to happen. That way I could maybe help once the tournament was here in the US, and maybe I could get close to them and connect with them at a personal level and do like a person to person help, because right now it's not possible for me to help them from here. I'm contacting some international agencies to see if I can help, but as of right now, that would have been my only way to help. So unfortunately, they did not make it. They apparently still don't have a team, but this sport is played at a high level. It's very physical. It's very fast. The ball gets thrown around 55 to 65 miles an hour. There's a lot of, and the reason I brought it up today is because some of the people I know who play the sport are bummed that the season got canceled because of COVID and social distancing and safety precautions. So that's why it got canceled. We have a team in Florida called Florida United. There's actually many teams that have been formed in Florida throughout the years, but honestly, almost a lot of states have a team, and nationals are typically happening in July or August, and obviously that got canceled. The court is again a volleyball-sized court. People throw this ball 55 to 65 miles per hour. There's a women's division and a men's division, and then there's players who are elite who play at the, like, for example, at the I guess at the men's professional teams, like the USA team, the Canadian team, regional teams that they make to go to tournaments. There's a tournament in Canada where there's money, where you can team that wins the tournament wins money. It's I think it's more than amateur sport. It's a semi-amateur sport, semi-professional sport. And if you want to find games, you can put USA BA Go Ball, or you can put Go Ball Olympics or Go Ball at the Beijing or London or any of the past Olympics, and you'll see the what the game is really playing and all that kind of stuff. If there's any go ballers in the house, please at least say something in the chat so I can notify you. So I see Sergio Milan saying, sorry, man. Okay, no problem, Milan. Thank you. So Sergio, again, joined me last time. He's a musician. And he was talking about the right. He's a conservative, and he was kind of giving his perspective as a Cuban. And when he left the country, he became very right in his political views because of what he lived and what and then really it was all false when he came outside the U.S. I got somebody joining me. Let's bring him in.
What's up, buddy?
Hello, buddy.
How you doing?
Yeah, I see you have the hat for Trump 2020.
Yeah, sure, always. I live in Spain and looks a little bit weird, but when you go, because I even go to street with this hat, and the people look at me like, a strange way, but I think we have to support, because it's really important for the not only for Americans, for the
Right.
politics all over the world. Sorry for my English. I'm not English speaker, and I write it even worse. So I say sorry about my English in the
You're doing
chat.
perfect. You're doing perfect. I'm telling you, you're good. So Sergio, this is really cool. So you live outside the U.S., but you still think that Trump would be better for the Cuban cause and for the world, right? Is that your view?
Yeah. Not only for the Cuban issue. I think it's going to be important for the global politics. For all over the world situation. I think even Spain here, we will see the difference between Trump and Biden. I think now it's important to know that we have to remember that Trump's stopped every war in the war where United States was involved.
Yeah, he
So
hasn't had any war. That's true. He in his 4-year term, he has not had any war. And Sergio did rapid fire with me all. So y'all gonna see him and the other people on Tuesday on the video I'm going to do. And it was a really good experiment. Do you think rapid fire could kind of get people? Do you think it's a good exercise for maybe what are your ideas of connecting people in America who maybe don't know much about Cuba with Cubans throughout the world that want to change the dictatorship?
I think it's a good idea, because you ask the maybe complicated questions or deep questions, but you ask for short answers. So the people know about the issues, and then they get a short answer, simple, easy to understand. Because if somebody English speaker or somebody who lives in United States, you explain to them all the situation in Cuba, and blah blah blah. Maybe they don't understand half of the things who are really happening. So if you ask for short questions, they will understand at least the core of the situation. At least
Yeah.
they get the idea. I think we have here in the chat, and I will ask them to join us, because they are here supporting you. Julio Turino, Darwin, and
Heck
Boris
yes.
Sancho.
Oh
So
wow.
guys,
Well, they're
guys,
all
please come with us,
amazing people. They all
and
have YouTube channels too, and that's they're awesome. And well, I'm gonna do a cut of this video too and put it because what's happening, Sergio, is a lot of my friends where I live and I know throughout the U.S. are like, Jose, I want to follow you, but a lot of content. You have a lot too much content in Spanish, and I get lost. So every Sunday at 7, I'm going to do an English side. I need to, but I was telling them that that I need to make sure I need to start slow. I'm starting from zero almost because I only have 30 of my subscribers with English names. So it's gonna be a big mountain when most of my subscribers are now in Spanish, but we're gonna make it happen. And the idea is to really promote what you guys got going on, all the great work you're doing and other people are doing to show the reality of of communism and of of a dictatorship, what a dictatorship, a doctrine, the doctrination that happens with people and all those kind of things. I want to show that. Um,
I think
I
it's really a great idea, because actually, not only with Americans, not only with English speaker or other language speakers, I think in Cuba, because of of all this dictatorship thing, we have been isolated from the world, and even when we leave from Cuba, our information, everything we have to say keeps being in a bubble. We have to break that bubble to get communication with other people. I am libertarian. I am conservative. Sorry, say
conservative,
the word again.
conservative.
Conservative, but it's hard even with Latin Americans, like Javier Milei, Juan Manuel Rayo, Juan Ramon Rayo, these guys, Laje, Gloria Alvarez, they don't have a real connection with the Cuban issue. They just talk about it, but they don't have a real connection with the people who are from the right side of the politics.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
totally get it.
sorry because I stuck sometimes, but you know
No,
what I mean. And they don't have a real communication, not only because the English, not only because the separation makes the language makes, even with the same language, we are some kind of isolation. It's important to share our experience with the people who think in the same way we like us, in the same way we think. I think it's important to get that bridge, and you are bringing that to us, the Cuban influencers. They have a way to think. You have an ideas, and they need to connect to the people who think in the same way outside of the Cuban bubble, outside of the Cuban ideologies. They need to connect to that people to get support, to get relations, and make the things that can make things easier for everybody. Everybody gets the information for the real Cuba, because
yeah,
many people think there is this big lie the Cuban government built
sells to
around
the world. And I also want to say, I also want to do it the other way around too. I think there's many Latin Americans and many Cubans that don't know about democracy too much because in our countries, that's always that's their people. They're always lied to and they're always oversold on fake stories about what democracy really is. So I want to show what democracy looks like from within. I want to be able to go to places and show, look, this is how transparent democracy really is. This is why politicians work for you because you can, request, services or at least their attention. They typically they always give you a response. Whether you like the response or not is different, but the politicians always have a response for you. I want to show that because a lot of people don't know their rights when they're here in America, but a lot of people throughout the world have a misinterpretation of America and what democracy really, really is. And I think if I'm able to help with that, I'm hands on.
I
And
like I like I like this idea very much. I told you, because the bridge we can build with the people, with the English speakers, with American people. And there is a history between Cuban people and American people. We have been allies for our from always. We always have this Occidental way of life that even we don't talk the same language, we have the same way of life. So, and we are neighbors. We are just pretty close, and our politics, our history has been connected from all time, from always. I think we need to get that thing. We need to recover that thing, but not only in the big political things. We need to get back that for the real people, for us, for YouTubers, for influencers. That I don't know if you know how many Cuban influencers that really make an influence in the American way of life, in the American people. There is not many of them. There's just a few, and not it's not about the language because many of them they can speak in Spanish in English. I think we need to break that, and you can do it. I think you can do it. Really.
I think many of us are going to do it because that's the point. And not just that. I think like the community where I'm at, a lot of people don't really know about what happens really with Cubans and stuff, and I'm bringing them to connect. But there's also a bunch of issues here in the U.S. that people are passionate on that I hope that I can bring. And in freedom, the great thing about freedom is that you don't have to. You always worry about politics and you always think about politics, but you can also focus on things that relax you and like sports or like music or art and that's part that I want to bring that into the channel too, because I want this to be an avenue for people to connect and for people to help each other and uplift each other too,
By
and
the way, you have been talking about this, a sport
mhm.
that I didn't really understand very well the explanation you said before. I
Sorry,
read
so I'm being all over the place with the sport. So the sport, it was made after World War II for blind
Okay.
people, blind soldiers, right? And it's
Okay.
a volleyball size sport.
Can you spell the name too? I
It's
can look it
G
in
O. It's GOALBALL.
GOLL.
Gol. So it's GOAL, and then ball like pelota, like BALL.
Okay, GOAL.
AL and then BALL. And the cool thing about it, anyone can play. In fact, one of my coaches back in the time played with us in a team. So anyone can play, and it's a really fast, physical sport. It's really good. It's really it's the closest sport, adaptive sport that I found for myself that was similar to handball. Yeah, have you ever seen handball?
Yeah.
Okay, it's very 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 similar to handball. Pretty much with blindfolds. So imagine playing handball with blindfolds.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I'm watching now a small video
yeah,
in silence. I have here, but
yeah. So
it looks really
that's
interesting.
one of the things in my channel that I'm going to eventually cover. I was hoping to cover it this month, but obviously last month, because I only started like a couple of weeks ago. But unfortunately, the season got canceled. So I was going to showcase that, and then I want to start going to public buildings and show people what freedom, how freedom is really transparent. How to request, for example, if you want to do like a protest, what would be the process for that? I want to show all those things so people know and really identify all the great things about that freedom and democracy brings to the world. Sergio?
By the
And
way, do you practice this sport?
yes, yes, I
Yeah.
actually made a junior. I made the team. I didn't play for the team, a junior USA team. I made the team, and
You're
then
in
my
a USA
citizenship.
team, so you are a national.
No, no, I did. So I made the team, and then when I was younger, when I was in high school, a senior in high school, when I was in 12th grade, I made the team and the junior USA team, and then my citizenship didn't come in time because I was doing it around the same time when I was graduating high school,
Okay.
and my paper, the certificate for citizenship, came after the day when the tournament started, so I couldn't compete that time. That's the closest I've been. But a lot of my teammates have played for the U.S. national team, and
Also, and
and
this
then I
this this sport, it has presence on the Paralympic
yes,
Games. Yeah.
yes, yeah, it's a Paralympic sport. The
So
the
you could
USA
be
got silver in Brazil.
just because a bureaucratic thing. Sorry if I made a mistake. You could be now a national legend,
Maybe.
sport legend, or something like that.
Yeah, that was as close as I ever was. It was the junior team, so the sub
So
19.
the question is, did they win?
Yes, they won that tournament because it was junior. Remember, it's junior. It was the junior USA
Yeah, but
team, and
anyway, you
they
could win a
won. In fact, I
Paralympic
have a friend
medal.
who, Kyle, my friend here from Jacksonville was in the team, and a couple other folks. we're all friends because we all know each other. And I wanted to bring it up today to kind of get some of those guys that maybe wanted to talk about Bobo, but they're a little shy of the cameras, you know. Um, and like that, I want to bring different subjects each time I do a live in English on Sundays to see if I get some English people to be brave and come on camera and on sound and are willing to talk with me and are willing to debate, and then we can talk about connect those subjects to the subject I'm talking about in Spanish. You know,
I
that's my
believe I
idea.
believe you can do it. Also, this is just the beginning. This is the start line. So who knows? Maybe in like 1 year or two or something, or maybe less, we can have a debate here between Jordan Peterson and and Abraham, or
Yep.
maybe we can bring somebody from the American
Oh, I got
politics
somebody here. Let's
to
see who
your
it is.
channel. Terrence K. Williams maybe can speak to us through your platform.
Hey, you, we have Gloria
Gloria Orozco.
Gloria.
Orozco.
Sí.
Gloria, ¿cómo
Sí.
está? Do you know any English?
Hi.
You want me to translate?
Yeah, no, I speak English not too well. I've been living here 20 years ago. My husband is Cuban. I always, it's my first time in life, really.
Oh,
And
I don't have to
I'm a
apologize.
little bit nervous. I don't know why. I told my husband I'm gonna get in this live because I'm so proud. Like a lot of people in Cuba wants to show how they really live, how's they are like the reality in Cuba, because in Colombia it's like they show different, the like we understand different how you live in Cuba. And then now is I saw a lot of YouTubers that they are trying to show how they really live there. And it's since I've been married 8 years ago with my Cuban man, and I'm so happy with him. And he's a nice man. He's from where are you from, baby? Pinar del Rio. Pinar del Rio. I've been there. It's so gorgeous. It's a beautiful,
Beautiful place.
yes, very, very
It is
beautiful
beautiful.
place. And
It
he
is
went
beautiful.
with me to Colombia. He knows Colombia too. I'm from Medellin. And I don't know. I'm so happy to see the reality and like to discover how you suffer there. It's very bad. Like
Yeah, it's really
that makes
surprising,
me
right?
yeah. It's
Do
very
you think it was like that before meeting your husband?
no. I wasn't. I never think that you live like that in Cuba. Really, it's the medicine that I know when I was living in Colombia is the medicine is good. It's sports about the sports very good too. But I never knew like what were the reality in Cuba. And now I can I always see all the YouTubers,
Hmm.
and then now Eliezer Avila and a lot of YouTubers that I discovered a lot of things that I haven't discovered before. And
Thank you
then no,
so
I'm
much
so
for
happy.
sharing
Just
that.
I wanna congratulate you
Thank you.
for your life. I support you. The first time I saw you in Eliezer Avila. I don't know what was the first time I saw you,
Yeah.
but and the first time I saw you, then I subscribed in your channel, and then I try to see you anytime I can. Okay,
No, I thank you
then that's
so much for that.
all.
It inspire like it motivates me to do it all the time. And I also want to show, that other young people, no matter what, they can do this too. And as long as they
Sure.
have a purpose, and as long as they want to do it for something good, that people like the good people like all of you and all the people that subscribed, I've read every single message. I'm really honored to be YouTuber friends with y'all.
Yes,
So
thank you, and
thank you
El
so much.
Canario. I know El Canario too. I don't know you speak so well English, very good English.
Not
I
very good
saw you
actually. Not very good
today, and I
actually.
don't know
But
where.
then
So you're
it's hard.
Abraham Rivera,
It's
that's
hard to
what
do
I
it because
said.
I live in Spain, so I've been
No,
like
no, very good.
8 years without talking it.
No, but you speak very well English living in Spain. Have you living in USA? No.
No, never, never.
But where do
I
you
learned to
learn
speak
your
English
English?
in Cuba, in Cuba.
Cuba. Wow, very good. Super good. You speak better than me, I think.
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
okay. El Canario y Mr. Alex, I saw
Alex.
you today in Abraham too. Okay, I leave you
Thank you
for
so
now.
much.
Thank you.
Give
No, bye
you
bye.
and your
Take
husband a
care.
big hug.
Okay,
And
thank
again,
you.
thank
You
you,
too.
thank you, thank
You
you, thank
too.
you.
Bye bye. Okay,
Bye
take
bye.
care. Bye. Bye bye. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
And but Alex, before I bring you in and we start talking, I want to thank some YouTubers. So Sergio, I gotta thank you first because you invited me to your channel. I gotta thank a lot of people, but Darwin who's been in the chat. Darwin, thank you so much. I do play a sport. Let me see if I find it. I know that Darwin was up here. Darwin helped me with this program I'm about to install next month, y'all. Where any Spanish video I have, you guys are gonna be able to see it in Spanish on the subtitles. So that's one thing coming up, and vice versa. Alex, the Canal de las Emociones, which is the channel of emotions. She's been amazing. She's just an amazing lady. That I hope I'm gonna check if she has subtitles too, because many of you would love to hear her. And Alex, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining, brother.
I'm doing super good, man. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. So this is a way where I want to connect what I'm doing in Spanish and the Cuban American story to many other things with American life, and to get other people's involved in other things involved with us and engage. You know what I mean? Make the community bigger.
Well, I just stopped by to to support you. Basically, I love that you're doing this right now. It's really important that we spread the word about what's going on in Cuba. It's really important that people around U.S. and around the world, they understand that Cuba is going through a real rough time, and there's a dictatorship that needs to be wiped out. And we need to support the American people to get this done, because actually, for so many years, 61 years, the Cuba has been suffering this dictatorship, and we need everybody's attention in Cuba, because they are violating all the human rights, and we need to spread the word. So I want to thank you, Jose Views, because you're spreading the word, and I actually believe this is really important that you do videos like this.
I
Really,
thank
really
you,
important.
brother, because like honestly, the only way I'm gonna be able to do this is by having people like you, Sergio, and like a lot of other people willing to share with me. Because one person, to the more views, like different types of opinions that Americans or here or anybody who speaks English in the world hears about the Cuban story from us, not from the United Nations that sometimes don't give the truth or don't or hide not hide. Let's say it right. Let's be politically correct. Sometimes don't show the full picture. Sometimes omit big, violations and big things that are happening in Cuba. So it needs to happen from us. So I thank you, and I can't do it without you guys. So this is
Don't worry, Austin. You can say they lie. They lie. It's my responsibility about this comment. It's my responsibility. The United Nations lie. Yeah, they do it.
yeah,
No, but
there's a false
Wow.
it's
policy
a
about
really
Cuba in
important
general.
thing.
You
It's a
know,
really important thing because actually, you know that in America now, there's happening something really we have to worry about. It's all this Antifa thing, all these leftists trying to convince the American people about the communism, about the socialism as a good thing, as a real nice thing to their futures. And the people in America, latest generations, they really don't know about it. And there is many people lying to them about this. So we need people who speak in English and people who share the experience like us, of people like us who live really these real things, the socialism, the communism. They need to know from our words the reality of living of what means living under socialism or communism doctrine. Sorry, because it's too technical, but I'm trying to do my best.
No. You know why I'm laughing? I
No,
totally agree with you. In the
I
chat, this is
understand. I
something
understand what you're saying.
I totally get it too.
But
I know. I'm laughing because in the chat, and she said, somebody said, "Oh, dang, in English." I don't know about
Oh,
this.
damn, in
Like,
English. I'm gonna hell
well,
out
bro,
of
like, are
here.
you serious in English? I don't know if I understand that. But yeah,
English is like
the reason
second.
it's in English is because we want more people to join us. Y, mientras más mejor, así para que, so the one that speaks English, we're just trying to get people who speak English to join us and to pass through our channels too, and to get to join. You know what everybody here is doing. Cuba, like Alex was saying, Cuba is going through, in many of our opinions, a challenging time that may be able to change the dictatorship, and we want to be present, and we want to reach out to any person we can reach out to really let them know what's going on and to not buy the story that the dictatorship is going to sell to the world. And that's why we're making our voice heard and taking opportunity of it this time that everybody's around, in the net, and that we get that word out and everybody knows from us, not from another source, really the way we feel. A lot of people say, "Hey, why are Cubans thinking this way?" Well, now you have it. This is why they're telling you. Many of us are going to tell you, and I'm going to be open. I'm going to bring anybody in, but what Sergio was saying is exactly right. Um, there's a lot of left opinions that have hurt the Cuban situation right now, and that's why things are, even in the election
Jose,
season going.
that it could be a real good idea, and for your channel, that if you can bring all the YouTubers that actually are now being part of the influence, the biggest YouTubers, like Eliezer, like
I bring all of them. I don't care if they're big or
bring all
small.
of them to your channel, even if you have to translate, because I think at the end you will have more American people on your channel than Cubans.
I think
I
at the end,
trust,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Alex
I
want
think
to say
I want to
something.
make a
please.
point real quick. So I'll let you guys go back
No,
to
no,
it.
no. You have the
But
floor.
one of the things that I want to share with anybody watching these videos right now, if you and I seen this happen often and often, where kids right here they think becoming communist is a better word or it's a better thing to have, but actually you can think like that because when you can protest, you can want to have a change in America to communism, but it's easy when you go home in a nice car and you go home, you have a nice house, and you go home and you have food in your refrigerator, but I we are being in a communist country. We come from Cuba, and we can tell you that once the country is communist, it just you're not gonna have those things. So forget about Nikes,
Yeah.
forget about Adidas and Versace and all that, because all that's gonna be gone.
It's really nice
So
when you don't have to eat guts.
you have to understand that everything that you think you want as a leftist, all the communism that you think you want, if you never lived in a communism country, believe me, we come from there. We lost everything because of that. So we don't want that for America, and it's because everything that you have right now, you are not gonna have is this country change to the left. And another thing is, it's really
Alex,
important that we talk to it's really important that we talk to our kids, and we talk to our children about every day about what's going on in a communist country. And sorry, my internet is not so good,
You're
but
good.
everything that you're fighting for right now as a leftist, because you want a communist country, you want to change the fundamental in the United States, and you are protesting and you are speaking out because in America we have a democracy, and we have the First Amendment right. Once America becomes a communist country, God forbid, all those rights will go away. And that's what happens in communist country like Cuba, you know, China, Iran. Once the country is communist, all the rights goes away with it, and what you can say today, you will not be able to say in the future. So if you
including
think,
the press, so the message won't get out.
if you think,
That's the first one
you
to take
think,
away.
yeah, if you, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alex, it's really easy when when you don't have to eat guts.
Exactly, yes.
So there you're
But
saying that because right now the Cuban government, just to let people know, the Cuban government has a reform to for feeding everybody during the pandemic, and they're going to make tons and tons of gut. So they're going to send, they're not even going to send, they're going to make people pick up guts to eat for dinner.
yeah.
That's their solution to feeding and making everybody have some meals. So that's kind of why Sergio is making that joke, but it's
and
true.
and and we are the majority of Cubans right now. We say Trump 2020, and it's just because we don't want this country to go to the left and become communist, because the promise from the Biden campaign is basically we're going to retake back all the negotiation we had when Obama was running for president. I mean, when Obama was a president. So we don't want to go left. We know better. We've
And
been
I think
there.
people
We've done that.
and people in the channel are going to see that because especially when I interview Cubans, right? They're going to see that almost 80-90% of the time, and that's something that the channel is going to show. And I think it's going to be interesting with the people who speak English who don't have any affiliation with Cubans to see what they think about it, and and I think we can make debates or make not debates conversations on that. So I'm really excited to make that happen if it happens. I think Sergio is right. Eventually, this channel will have more English viewers than Spanish viewers. I'm always going to keep both, but English will be my preferred side. So I just need to reach out to those communities better, get more connected, and get our message out. So without you two guys, I really, really thank you because this would have been a lot harder to do. I need a lot of opinions and a lot of visions so that that makes so that comes out, so that message comes out.
You know
You know.
what somebody says here in the comments? Somebody says the ciberclarias are fucked. They have nothing to do here.
What's that?
Here in this channel now
So
they
we
have
call Super Claudius to those negative web we call them web rats, and it's kind of like it's a fish that Fidel brought into the country to supposedly was going another strategy to have food in the country, and it turned out that those fishes ate the whole ecosystem in the rivers, and ended up being a problem, and people don't even like them because they're bad. They have a bad taste anyway. So and they
But
smell bad.
but you also have to explain that what we call cyber clatter is a cyber bottom feeder, or
Yeah.
it's because this is a team expert that are mainly in Cuba, and their job is just to go into all these channels or opposition channels talking or trying to create
Create divisions
confusion.
and create divisions.
Yes,
That's their
so
purpose.
that's one of the things that I want you to explain what cyber bottom feeding is, and that way people understand that it is created by the dictatorship to create confusion within the Cuban community, and put oppositors against them.
At least I'm gonna make them go take some English classes. So if anything, I at least did that. So at least they're gonna have to go back to class and learn some English before they get in here. So if anything, even though some
we
of
have
them are
a new
pretty
department. We
sophisticated
have
and they
a new
already know.
department in the UCI. We have a new department. The English
The English
class.
speaking, they don't have to learn Russian anymore. Now they got to learn English. But anyway, you guys are awesome. This is amazing. I want to keep it within an hour so I can put it as a video by itself Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm starting rapid fire in English too. And then Thursday or Friday, I'm going to do a Spanish one. And then Saturday at 3 is a Spanish live. Again, people, if you have ideas in English persons, I'm kind of sharing some of my ideas with you. I'm going to show the American way of life in Spanish and English. Well, the American way of life in Spanish, and then the Cuban way of life in English. And I'm going to divide the channel into those two segments. and I'm going to connect it through all the things I do, whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it is whatever. But I just want people to know the story and to be interconnected. Alex, any final thoughts?
No, man, I just want to say that I appreciate you doing this big time. It was about time that somebody speak up for the Cuban community. I really appreciate you taking the initiative to do this. And we're going through a special times right now in Cuba where we need to speak out and, and demand that these people leave our people, alone, because we've just been suffering so much for so long.
Thank you so much, bro. Sergio, any last thoughts?
I think the same. I think the same than like Alex. It's really interesting what you are doing here. It's a really nice thing. It's important because you're gonna build a bridge between Cuban thoughts and American thoughts. And I just remind you that everything you have discovered in the Cuban influence, in the Cuban web, in the Cuban, this Cuban word we have in the web, try to bring that to the American people so they can see that, all these ideas influence the guys who are doing this. Like, it's really amazing if you someday you share the emotions channel here with you, speaking in English. I think you do it, or even if you have to translate, could be a really, really, really nice thing. At the end, like I told you, you will end having more people speaking English speakers than Spanish speakers. So it's important. It's important. It will. I think. I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be a reality soon, sooner than you think. Even.
I hope so.
I'm so
I hope
sorry.
so. Well, and
Can I
Alex,
say? So sorry. Can I say
yeah.
something really important? To every Cuban that are watching these shows, even if you cannot speak fluently, like me, I don't speak fluently, but I try. Please come along, enjoy Jose Views, because even if your English is not 100%, what matters is that
Like
we
me.
speak up. And what
And I'll
matters is that
translate. Even
we
if you don't speak a
say,
lick of English, you come in here, I'll translate, and I
yes,
promise you, I'll do my best to make sure I say exactly what you say. Okay?
yeah. So to all Cuba, I encourage to help Jose Views to speak up for our Cuban communities.
In fact, let me say in Spanish. Para todos esos que hablan
Jose,
español, por favor, entren, que yo les traduzco los domingos a las 7. Yo siempre voy a hacer esto. Entren y yo les traduzco y les voy a decir exactamente lo que usted está diciendo. Voy a hacer lo mejor para decirle exactamente lo que usted quiere decirle a la audiencia en inglés. Okay? So anybody,
Jose,
say you got something?
I want to say something just before you leave. I want to say, when you meet all these big influencers from America, like, Candace Owens, Terrence K. Williams, Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro, just remember me.
Don't worry, I got you. And no, and I definitely will. And like I said, this is not just I'm going to with me. I want everybody in the tent. So I do believe in my own way, but at the same time, I'm going to reach out to everybody in America who wants to hear us. So thank you. Ciao, everybody. Go. See you next time. Bye bye. See ya.